Welcome and happy holidays. Why do I say that? If you think about it, Christmas is several months away, but there are people who are partners in this journey for Family Partnerships of Central Florida, thinking about our children in care and the pending holidays that are forthcoming into the latter part of the year. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of planning. And that's not just family partnerships. Today, I feel so pleasure to introduce that Steve Ching with the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Union 2061 is with us on behalf of a large group of people, which wasn't a large group of people many, many moons ago, but has grown to be a major force in preparing for the holidays. Yes, this early in the year. Um, and we're going to talk a lot about how they do what they do, not only as machinists, but also as community people who, just like us, value children. Steve, thank you so much for being here. In the bottom of my heart, I've gotten to know you over the last almost 8 years, and the people that you all work with within the aerospace industry. And you are here today, a reflection of about every relationship that we've made with the Machinist Group. Tell us how it began.
Well, it began back in 2006 uh, when the employees decided they were going to do their own toy drive. And one of the leads at work named James Kersey came to me and he said, "We need to have our own toy drive." And I said, "Okay, but you have to help me." So we got a little nucleus of people. And then when we were talking with, at that time, Brevard Family Partnership, they just gave us 60 children to sponsor. So we did the fundraising and then we did the toy shopping. And that was kind of comical for me because I'm an older guy. And when we first did the first toy shopping, when I went to Target, I knew football, baseball, skateboard, fishing pole. I did not know Dora the Explorer, Tommy the Train. I knew none of this. So for 60 kids, it took me 6.5 hours to find all of the toys that we were going to purchase. So it was kind of comical, but we've done a lot and we've streamlined the process. And Target still partners with us every December. And we basically shop for those 400 kids, two gifts apiece, and we do it in about an hour and a half. It is that quick. And last year we had 93 people show up to participate in this toy shopping event. The year the year before we had 60, I think it was 68. So every year more and more people are getting involved and they're bringing their children, their grandchildren to help with this great experience.
That is, boy, you said a lot of things that I can respond to. Just amazing. Use the word event. It's an event. And it's kind of ironic because, it's holiday season, people thinking about, the commercialization of holiday and Christmas and stuff like that. And here you guys are, this professional community of machinists who are thinking about children in the foster care system. And well, people know and should know that the holidays is a mixture of emotion for them. Can you imagine? Sometimes being removed from moms and dads and placed into foster care and in environments that are less familiar to you. And the rest of the world, as you see on TV and whatnot, is celebrating holiday. When you guys came into the picture, you turned that trajectory around quite emphatically. And it wasn't just simply the gesture, it was the culture and the attitude of the workforce. Is it like this at the Machinist Group, like every day at the office type of thing? What are those people like to work with and to?
I have to say, the men and women out there at Kennedy Space Center are exceptional. They know and understand our purpose, why we need donations in our fundraising efforts, whether it's our bowling event, whether it's our golf tournament, whatever it is that we're trying to do, they understand that each penny that we collect goes to this fund to buy these toys. Everyone that participates is a volunteer. No one gets paid. So that speaks volumes about the men and women out there at the Space Center because they really truly do care about our community and the children that are within the foster care system. They want to sit there and give those children a great Christmas,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's interesting. I watch and I'm observing how emotional you are when you share, and I'm trying to keep it together here. But when I'm out there watching you all, there's two things that always resonate with me is everybody's so on task. It must be the way you all work, in your industry. You're all on task. You have the cards that tell you specifically what these kids want. You're being very specific. And the fact that you'd all do it in an hour and a half is quite amazing. I raised my kids and I spent, weekend after weekend trying to figure that thing out. And the spirit of the holiday never resonates more with a group of people than I've seen with your colleagues. And it
Thank
warms
you.
my heart. Our staff are there engaging and greeting you all, and we're trying to assist, but you guys are in autopilot. You've doing it so long, you're out there, and it's so impressive.
It has taken a little while to get to where our efficiency, as you put it, is spectacular. Um, we had some growing pains, but due to the knowledge that all these volunteers have, they're always wanting to, hey, we could probably do better if we did it this way or this way. So we've taken that process when we do the toy drive to streamline everything and we make it so simple to basically go over it as you've seen it. Um, we have the spreadsheet that is provided from your organization. We break those down and we put them on little labels, stickers, and it's the child's name, the caseworker, their age, what their wishes are, and then my girlfriend Brenda, she hands out the stickers as the people come in line. She hands them a sticker and says, "10-year-old boy needs a skateboard," and then that person takes that, goes out there, gets a skateboard, puts a label on it, loads it into the gondola. So that process that we have has had its growing pains, but now it is just it like you said, it's clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be more proud of how we've learned and made things so much better.
You know what I would love for our audience to hear is when do you begin through the year talking about readiness for coming together and participating in this event? What's that like? What's the dialogue? Do people have different tasks assigned to them?
Well, when I retired, I asked a brother out there by the name of Tom Newton to take the helm because I was not going to be there anymore. And it is a year round task from the raffles to putting on the golf tournament to putting on the bowling tournament. Everything that we do has to be timed. So I basically put up a sheet with bullet points of every month and what had to occur during that month leading up to the December toy shopping. So he's taken the bull by the horns. He's the one that's actually grown it, the fundraising, the amount of kids. He's the one that I really say kudos to because he's taken it to another level. But every month there is something that he has to get our committee to do to sit there and make everything, all the pieces of the puzzle to fit together to make sure December happens. So it is a year round effort. It's not just, hey, it's Christmas time, let's go. No, it's year round, year round. So
When the big day comes and our organizations merge and we're there at Target and wrapping up and filling the truck and stuff like that, what happens hours and days after that back at the office, as we say? Do people talk about it and reflect?
I think word of mouth has been good. We do have a newer workforce out there at the Space Center, so we're trying to get them more educated about what we do. But I think overall, after the toy shopping, everybody's talking about. Everybody's saying, "Hey, I brought my children, I brought my grandchildren," and to me, I've kind of grown up in a middle class. I've had a good Christmas every year, so I never realized that there are children in our community that wouldn't have a Christmas. So this whole thing tugs at my heartstrings. So I want to sit there and grow this and make it bigger. So the people out there, they're going to see this podcast. They see us promoting the golf tournament, bowling tournament, and all. So it's always being talked about down there. So and like I said, Tom has grown the event and the fundraising to another level that I never got it to. So
You and I were just talking earlier, reflecting on, what does this mean to each and every one of you on a personal level? I think a lot of people think the focus is on how we leave the children feeling. And that's so true and so impactful. But how it leaves you all feeling, I mean, doesn't it just like take the sense of holiday to a new level of appreciation?
yeah, and you see it when we do the toy shopping. You see the young children that are excited to be there, that know all these new toys, that when they're with their grandparents and they're running through the aisles and getting those presents for those children. And then you have the teenagers who are learning that life lesson about there are people that are in our community that are less fortunate than us, that, hey, this is a life lesson about giving, giving to others who may not have. So you see that, and then you have the grandparents that bring the grandkids. It is amazing to me how much it's grown, and to see all of the children, grandchildren learning these lessons about how to be a better person in life.
Yeah. I have a feeling that you think we're close in age. I have a feeling that you and I both think about, why people should be aware of these children who are in a system in this interim state that we call foster care, and what it is we can do for them to ease that journey. I often talk about that as a precursor to, but the ROI of spending the time, the return on investment, the emotional return on investment for folks like us, and particularly with you and the Machinist Group, is it gives you a great sense of purpose, no? You've
It,
grown to what number
it
now,
does.
serving?
You
With
talk
numbers of kids that you guys are
400,
400. And it
yeah,
began at,
60.
yeah,
So, and that was 20 years ago. So it has grown. And again, kudos to Tom, because to raise that kind of money
yeah.
for all these toys is not an easy task. So, yeah, it
Do you think about Christmas morning and what it might be when that child opens up the very gifts that you all purchased?
all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. I mean, I wish I could be at all 400 of those kids when they wake up that day and they see that present that was bought during our toy event. I mean, like I said, it's touching to me to understand that these are our children in our community, and we should care for them.
Yeah.
They're ours,
Yeah.
right? In one way or another.
They, in so many ways, right? And I think, here we are sharing our personal views, right? And I think, why do I want and why do you want people to know about opportunities such as this and organizations such as Family Partnerships and people like the Aerospace Machinists that are out there by the large numbers? How large is your community that's your specific chapter division, if you will?
So the local lodge down there, I believe, is I want to say right around 1,000. So there's many facets within the different contracts out there that we represent. So some of them are on the Kennedy Space Center side. Some of them are on the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station side. We even have local lodges down in West Palm with Pratt Whitney that participate in donating to our toy drive. So We actually have a division in Big Sugar down in Lake Okeechobee that they're involved with our fundraising. So and it's amazing. And I don't want to leave out Pensacola, the Air Force Base over there. Those guys, they step up to the plate and donate money. So it is across the board. The District 166 of the IAM Union encompasses from Key West, Florida to South Georgia, all the way to Pensacola. And they cover a variety of industries. Like we're aerospace, we have airlines in Orlando, we have Central Command, the guys that do the drones. They're represented by the IAM union, and they're in Tampa. I think it's MacDill Air
Yeah.
Force Base. So we're a wide-ranging group covering so many different facets, but the common thread is they care. They care about kids, and I'm going to use a quote from my good friend Gail Byro, who you know. She said, "Not everyone can be a foster parent, but everyone can do something." So that's what we're doing. We want to be that support mechanism out there to help your organization be successful. That's what we want.
Well, I appreciate that. And thank you for quoting Gail. She's an old friend and colleague. What do we need to do as a community of caring people to get the word out about who these children are, how important they are, and how others can get involved?
Wow. I think that's probably a little above my head
Well,
because I'm an old guy.
just talk from your heart. I mean, that worked well.
Yeah, I'm an old guy, and when I look at all the young people out there, the social media,
Yeah.
the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, and
Mhm.
everything else, I don't know a lot about it. So there, to me, there has to be a way to get the word out to people in our community, young, old, it doesn't matter who you are, that again, you don't have to be a foster parent, but you can do something to help the foster care system. So, in trying to get that word out, that is, I like I said, I don't understand social media as well as these young people. I wish I was young so I'd understand more, but I think that is a way that we can get that word out to, instead of people just flipping through stuff, they'll see the podcast, they'll have and say, you know what? Let me do something. Let me do something for the community. So I think that's probably the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah, you're quite humble. Like you have to know social media strategies and technology and stuff like that. But you speak from the heart. I don't think that has changed in a lifetime for you.
Oh, I owe that to my mom.
Yeah, yeah,
She's always been that way about caring for other people and reaching out to people that are maybe less fortunate or down on their luck or whatever else. You help,
yeah,
you know, somebody's broken down on the side of the road, pull over,
yeah,
help them. Do they need a cell phone to call or a tow truck? Help, you know, that to me was my life lesson. What my mom is caring, being a part of the community, doing things for others, and not expecting anything in return. That's that's the thing that she put in my heart.
yeah. You think about news of the day and how much conflict sometimes there's in the world around us, and people, they sit back in awe and they sigh. And when you could actually take a moment and reflect on the blessings of fellowship, like at IAM, the fellowship alone has such great value. You are a wise man, and you're sharing, your journey emotionally. What message can you leave a listener about why you do it and why they might want to consider it because it makes you feel, and you fill in the blank?
I think everyone has that space in their heart where they would like to do something for someone else, not expecting anything back, but just to help. So I would urge anyone who has that empty spot
Mm.
and they would like to fill that little empty spot in their heart, to reach out to your organization, our organization, to help. That little tiny bit, it makes a big difference at the end when you have so many people that are willing to step up to sit there and make this a success. It really is. So I decided, you know what? Guys always come in hungry. Let's start serving breakfast 45 minutes before 7 o'clock. So starting at 6:15, we were getting there at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd have biscuits and gravy, eggs to order. We had bacon. Brenda would make blueberry crumb cake and all kinds of desserts. And so it started that way. And it was only at the time, it was only about 5 people that were fixing this breakfast. And Tom, I keep telling him, guys, this guy's amazing. He knows so many people out there at the Space Center. I think he has relatives that are maybe up somewhere, but he got the word out. And that breakfast, where I used to bring in like a flat of eggs, which is 36 eggs, maybe a couple of flat. When we finally had to end it because of COVID, I was bringing in easily 13 dozen eggs and cooking them in 45 minutes, and raising, when we first started, it was only like $300. When we stopped because of COVID, we were over $1,000 in 45 minutes. We would raise like that. But I had people, hey, you know what? I'll bring in some sausage gravy. Okay, you're good for sausage gravy. Who, you guys want to bring in some more biscuits or some sausage? People kept, and I think the last several that we had over there, there was probably 15 people that were bringing stuff in free. They were paying. I was paying for all them eggs, donate them so we could raise that money. And we had Big Mike. I love this story. So Big Mike's the former wrestler. He's a big boy. He would stand by the donation jar. And as people would go by there, if he didn't think you put enough in there, he has this. He's a big teddy bear, but he is a big dude. And he has this gravelly voice, and he'd go, "Is that all?" And the people would reach in and put more money,
wallet and all.
he was great. He was great. But yeah, I mean, we were doing that, before COVID. And I mean, to raise $1,000 in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Oh yeah, and we had the blessing of the manager and supervisors within the power system. They were like, "All right, as long as you're at work, ready to go at 7 o'clock." They're like, "Yeah, yeah." We got in there, and it's amazing when you see the amount of people that care and are willing to step up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think if anyone's listening to the deep and rich sense of purpose that you're sharing, I think if you know anyone at 2061, if you know Steve, if you know anything about foster children, foster parents, those who are caring for them, love on them, because I think they need to know that others feel the same. And I think that's important. It ignites that fire inside us. I personally want to thank you. I mean, not just for the years of being our partner in this journey, but being you. You're a beautiful person with a beautiful heart. And you're here so humbly on behalf of a large community of professional people, family partnerships, and our community. We thank you. We thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you for the opportunity to sit there and partner with you guys for the last 20 years. It's been an amazing journey. I hope it continues for another 100, because I see this. I see it in the life lessons. I see it with the presence that we sit there and give to these children in foster care. It warms your heart to be a part of it, to just do that little bit, to do the toy shopping. Come bowling with us. Come golfing. Even if you don't golf, come have a good time. Donate, help this thing grow.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing because you, in essence, have been paying it forward, haven't you? You feel like you've had a blessed life and you pay it forward, and it's equally rewarding, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And I try every day to sit there and try and pay it forward, no matter what. If I have an opportunity to sit there and help others, I always do it. I'm actually busier now in retirement than I was when I was working. So I always am there when somebody says, "Hey, can you help me?" Sure.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you once again for being here with you and thinking with the audience that check out familypartnerships.org. Our podcasts are uploaded there. Our events are listed there. You'll see as we go through the year that there are many wonderful people, such as Steve, who contribute to the journey of our kids, who are precious souls that deserve the joy and happiness of the holiday and throughout the year. And to you as well, I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Phil. And one last thing, if anybody out there would love to join us in our toy shopping, it will be at the Titusville Target, and it will be the first Thursday of December in that first week, and it starts at 4:30, and it's an amazing event. It really is. I invite everyone, young, old, whoever you are, if you want to fill that little spot, join us.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.